Greetings everyone. In today's video, I want to try beating the Frozen Tracks campaign without touching any snow. Oh. Okay, what I meant by that is the deformable snow, the cool new deformable snow, not like the ground, because I mean, it's not possible. We literally spawn in the snow. I mean like the deformable, you know what I mean. But yeah, so, to start off the challenge, it's already a bit challenging because, well, the snow. So what I did here is I actually wanted to see if we can get out from the side. And turns out there's an invisible wall. So here's where we do a little trick I call boost jumping. We build a car, and we can just use that extra momentum to jump over the wall. I bet the devs didn't think of that one. So yeah, you can actually get out without going through the main snow. We'll come back to that part of the campaign later. Let's just quickly get over to here. And let's get back onto the road to make our way out of Sanctuary. Because we need to collect a few power cores before we can come back and do that. So yeah, this is the other technique of jumping over all the snow I call tower jumping, where you just build a tower. I'm very smart with names, like I'm very creative. But yeah, we just barely made it onto that, and we should be good. So what am I doing here? Like, what's the plan here exactly? Let me explain. What I want to do here is I want to, well, beat the campaign, obviously. So I have a few goals I've set for this video, basically. By the end of this video, I want a flying vehicle. Why? Because if I have a flying vehicle, then I can basically traverse the campaign and actually do all the missions without touching the snow. Because, like, the second Overtower mission, all of that's, like, a completely snow-covered area. It's not possible, basically, to beat that without a flying vehicle. So, my first goal here is to get a flying vehicle. But that takes a few steps. Before we do any of that, let's go grab a few power cores and just do the first starting missions. Since those aren't really snow covered. Yeah, just did a bit of rock climbing. We're gonna be doing a lot of that today. And we should teleport back. We should have enough power cores now to basically build the pulse miner and stuff. And get through the starting thing. So I just quickly did that once I got back onto the main track without touching any snow. Like, it's really funny because it is technically possible to beat this campaign without snow. It's just it's hard to describe what I mean. Basically, you can beat this without snow, it's just the game's not designed for it. But it's like just barely not designed for it. Like, you can just barely do everything without actually touching snow. So it's possible, it's just barely possible. But yeah, before we get that power core, we have to go about to that closest snow to complete the mission. It's not gonna count if we don't do all the steps, because it thinks we just built that vehicle and just started the campaign. But yeah, I should also mention I have already finished the campaign as of this time, so I'm redoing the campaign with the whole no snow challenge. So I already know what happens. If you don't want spoilers, then this is not the video to watch. We'll be doing stuff way out of, like, progression. We're not following the main game progression. At least, definitely not this video. Let's swim on over back. It's another thing we'll be doing a lot of, swimming with our character, because we don't have a water vehicle. But yeah, let's just do that one more time, get back up here, and we should be able to grab our task buddy. Perfect. And now, just to get our task buddy over to that point, and let's try not to send it into the snow. If you didn't know, you can use pulse minus to boost it forward, but obviously, stuff like this happens, where we have now sent it into the snow. The one thing I didn't want to do. So I just settled with building a normal, like, plow, and just using the pulse miner occasionally to get a little speed boost. And yeah, it's somewhat tedious, but we'll get there. We did now. And we've made it! Yippee! Yep, just do all the starting animation things. So, now that we've done this, I think my next goal is going to be to get some weapons. And we're gonna need those because we need some resources from the botnack. A lot of that will be coming on later, but firstly, we're gonna ignore the waddle for now. Let's get this. So I'm just gonna go over the chest, and the reason why I'm ignoring the starting mission is so I can actually take out the botnak. I'll start the mission again after that, and the botnak will respawn for the mission. So therefore, I can get twice the resources. It's thinking smarter. Now, there's a bit of snow in that area, so time to do more rock climbing. Yippee. We are so doing this the way it's not supposed to be done. I think I might be able to get it from the right. Just like scroll on over, but as you know, that's pretty steep. I don't think I can make it across that. Maybe on the left. Let's try that side. Yep. Yeah, I can probably use that ledge to get up. Just up there, and then up there. Perfect! Now we just get on top of that. Like, none of this would be possible if this campaign didn't have the small amount of jump that it provides with it. Like the, I don't know, the flying tool we use. But it does, so we can do a lot of unintentional stuff. But let's get rid of the botnak. I just built a submachine gun because it costs the same as a shotgun, but it's 2 power core, so I presume it's probably more powerful. It's resource-wise, it costs the same. But yeah, I don't know if I agree with that decision now that I think about it. The shotgun is probably a lot better than this. It's not horrible. Where is that third one? It's over there. Okay, it's just gone. Okay, never mind. I guess we're not getting that one. I have no intention of following it in that direction. Also over here are the spiked wheels and another power core. Alright, let's do the mission for real now. Because, yeah. I think this is the only mission we're going to do today. So I just, teleported over here. Didn't teleport, I drove over here. Got the chest. Let's make a shotgun as well. Got a few more resources. And honestly, 1 shotgun and 1 submachine gun is like everything we'll need for today. Like, except the underwater section, obviously, but this is plenty of firepower to take care of a lot of things. Especially just these ones, as you can see. Yeah, let's just take them out again. Alright, let's get that back, and then after that mission, I think my next goal should be to get an EMP launcher. We don't need the EMP launcher just yet, but I do plan on, like, at the same location there's also gyro and a bunch of other resources and stuff we can mine, so might as well get out of the way. So yeah, let's do that. Let's quickly finish this mission. Yeah, I'm gonna take you back. Perfect! We're back. Alright, we're not doing anything else. But we do have tank tracks now. That is something we can use. Anyways, let's go get our EMP launcher. I did prepare for this video a bit, so I took a few screenshots of the map. We might have grazed the snow a bit. We're not counting that. Right? Yeah. 10, I didn't touch the snow. It just barely grazed it, it's fine. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, I did prepare a map and stuff with like locations pinned of important stuff like the EMP launcher, so I know where I'm going. I'm basing off that. But yeah, I'm struggling to get up here. Just make our way around the ice plains. Now, I took the rock climbing route because the other way you'd get through would be through the right, but the right is like a massive sea of snow essentially, so we cannot go there. But yeah, it's funny, like, you're not going to be seeing a whole lot of snow this video, even though my goal is to try to avoid it, but you'll be seeing me take very interesting routes, because that's the only way to get through without avoiding snow. Almost landed that one. Alright, let's grab our underwater torpedo, or mini torpedoes. Just came here to grab that real quick and set that spawn point so I can teleport here without having to go through the whole rock climbing again. And we're making our way all the way to the left side of the map. Because we're going to, I think, the Abyss Watch? That's what it's called. That spawn point, underwater. So let's just make our way there. Yep, this is just me checking the map. Not like the screenshot I have. The location. It's just about there. Just checking. Yep, you can see it on the map a bit. Right there. Perfect. Now, we swim down very slowly, so what I'm building here is a machine. Or, well, not really, it's just putting a bunch of random stuff. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Just putting stuff down so it's gonna sink and then it can take me down with it. We don't have underwater seats, and swimming down takes a very long time. So our character does not swim fast. Like, at all. You'll be seeing a lot of swimming this video. But yeah, just a little machine to bring us down. And yeah, let's just swim over to the checkpoint. This is 4 times speed, by the way. Swimming is slow. Alright, we're here. That's our EMP, and one of these crates has a gyro. That's what we need mostly. I don't really care about the headlamp or the buoyancy blocks. And gyro, they're great. Now, what am I doing now? Right, okay, yeah. So, we have the gyro now. Now, our other main goal is we need advanced pulse miner, as you can see at the top right. Because we'll need that to mine some materials we'll need for thrusters. Remember when I said at the start of the video that our main goal was to build a thrusters, well, like a flying vehicle by the end of the video? Well, that's going to need thrusters. Because fins, like an ornithopter would be an option, but it's arguably worse, and getting the fins, that involves aluminum, and aluminum is in all the snow-covered areas, so it's not very easy to get just yet. So instead, we're going to make, like, thruster-powered vehicle. That means I need to make an advanced pulse miner to grab resources for that. And now you're going to watch me struggle for half the video to get enough resources for that advanced pulse miner. Because I can not eliminate many enemies, because there aren't that many enemies on the map that I can access easily, at least without going through snow. So yeah, I'm just trying to get these. These guys sometimes drop pulse crystals. And I'm also realizing this tank is not very good, but it's fine. Got these guys. Got a few pulse crystals. I have 10 out of 30. But now, there are very few enemies left, which is a problem. I tried going through that, like, little graveyard of scrap area, but that didn't really work. I don't think I can jump that far. I didn't want to risk falling in the snow. Alright, let's trigger these guys and try to getting them. Got a few pulse crystals out of this, but then I just, you know, died. So, that didn't work. Next thing I tried was actually going to the first, like, what's it called? Over tower, yeah. Go to the first over tower and maybe try to get the enemies there. Problem with that is that the over tower, like, the actual area is covered with snow. And I can't go in snow. Which means even if I do, like, destroy the enemies, I can't collect the resources. So, that's not going to work. Almost fell in snow there. Next thing I tried. Let's try going underwater. And hopefully those sentries happen. But let's just quickly grab our logic gates. I'm also going to make, like, an automatic mining vehicle while I'm at it. Basically just a NOR gate connected to a pulse miner. Nothing obligated. Yep. Great. Now, I'm going to try getting the underwater enemies, maybe. But I forgot how slow swimming is. This is 8 times speed. I had to go ramp up all the way to 8 times speed, and even then it's taking forever. It's not taking that long, I guess. Yeah, this was painfully slow. I don't like underwater. Okay, we got a torpedo launcher. Now we can take out the sentries. And hopefully they drop what I need. But as you know, swimming is slow. So it's gonna take absolutely forever to get to any sentry at all. So I'm really hoping that, like, the sentries will drop a lot of them. So yeah, it's just me making those set up to get rid of it. Because I can't have a seat. And use them. So it turns out they didn't drop any pulse crystals. I'm sure they probably do drop pulse crystals, because that's the same loot that the mining drones drop. So they probably also drop pulse crystals if the mining drones drop that. I also checked out the elite sentry in hopes that it would drop something, but it turns out that It didn't drop anything. Maybe I was too far. I don't know. And then, I thought of something. I'm a genius. What if I leave the game and like back to main menu and then log back in? So now, the enemies respawn. I'm so smart, aren't I? This is like after basically like 45 minutes of struggling to get stuff. This was, I've cut out a lot of it. This was painfully, yeah, it was not fun. I almost went snow there. This was not fun trying to get these pulse crystals. But no, this idea actually worked, to just getting these guys to respawn. So, I just did that a few more times. Yeah, that's about it. Just, I did it again. I think this is like a few times later. We should, this should be enough for our pulse crystals. Right here. Yeah. Just get rid of these. I'm pretty sure I have enough at this point. Just might as well get rid of them. Yeah. No pulse crystals from that one. 4 of them from this one. Okay, and we have enough! Finally! We don't have any thrusters unlocked yet, so let's actually go unlock our mini thrusters, because space thrusters are more ideal than mini thrusters, but we can't actually get the space thrusters yet, because... Okay, let me explain. Space thrusters are... I'm pretty sure... somewhere... They're like, I think right there. Now, there's a ton of snow here, so we can't actually get to that point without flying. I've tried. Instead, we can go... I think here, right here. That's where the mini thrusters are. And thanks to Shinedown on my Discord server for really helping me find that. And get up that rock face. Then I can make my way through this area, across a few bridges, and I can get to that settlement. And from there I can just jump down there. Alright, thank you, in-game Radon. Voiceover Radon can take over now. And speak over your struggles of getting up this rock face. I tried using tank tracks, that didn't really work. I made a ton of wheels. That seemed to work better. So... Okay, it's not great, I'll admit it. But it will work. Trust the process. Now, okay, this is another thing I did in testing. Almost won, so again. It is possible to get up that. With, like, the kind of vehicle I'm using right now. I did do it once in testing. Sure, it took me like 40 minutes. And I'm hoping it takes a little less time this time. But it is possible. So that's what I'm trying to do now. As you can see, it's not easy. Almost there. And no, not really. Let's try that again. 4 times speed. This is like after, I think, 10-15 minutes of trying. And I thought, why not just stand there and put it in build mode and get it up there. It actually worked decently well. So we can actually just do that. But now I'm stuck here, so maybe not a great idea, actually. I might just fall down again. Let's try that again. No, I'm in here now. No, that didn't really work. That doesn't count, I was dead when I went in the snow. Okay. Let's just try driving up normally. Oh, almost made it. Oh. Yes, we're almost there. That actually worked. Now I can just do this the rest of the way. Yep. Yeah, this is actually going to be a bit tricky, because that's the snow I can't touch. We almost found the snow. So I have to be really careful not to accidentally get in the snow. I did get up here to grab that power core, and my thought was maybe I can drive the vehicle across and like boost jump it, because build mode doesn't reach that far. What happened was that rock's too slippery, and I died. So... Yes, many, many tries later. Accurate judgment. Like, this was like another I don't know. Sometime later. This was quite a few tries later. But I did manage to get up here again. And this time I went smart. I thought smart and just put my build there. And we're up. This is snow we can actually touch. It only took like 35 minutes this time. Progress. You know what would be really funny? What if I jumped off? Yeah, what if I just jumped off now? Or like accidentally fell off. And then have to do this whole thing again. Yeah, let's not do that. Also, I unlocked that checkpoint, so now I can just spawn there. So even if I jump off, I didn't fall in the snow. I can just spawn back here. Perfect. Don't have to do that again. Now, we have to get across to that side. So I'm just gonna basically do that. And right down there, you see that chest? That's our mini thruster. Did I ever mention we're getting the mini thruster? We're getting this thruster, so we can get the other thruster. What do I mean by this? Well, we're using this thruster to build a flying vehicle so we can get the space thruster, which is so much better, to build a better flying vehicle. That's my goal. Now, just slight problem. Why don't you look at that cost? You see that last resource? I think it's propelling nozzles, I think? Guess the only enemy that drops them. That's the artillery pods, yeah. And all the artillery pods are in the boss fight locations, which are covered in snow. Okay, I kind of lied. Not all the boss fight locations are covered in snow. The final overtower is not. But that doesn't help us much, because getting to that final overtower is covered in snow. It's in the snow area. So, it's not looking good here. We might not be able to do this. I'm trying. Maybe I can find some way to oh, you see that chest at the top? Is that what I think it is? Okay, my goal was to try using this, but that location looks very familiar. If that is what I think it is, don't want to get my hopes up, but if that is what I think it is, we might be saved. That was a very quick turnaround, sorry guys. But that is how it was in real time. Okay, is this space thruster? It is. We are saved. Okay, never mind. Did not need to get the mini thruster. Our efforts of going up the rock cliff thing were still needed because we needed to get up there. But okay, I don't know why I always thought that this one was not reachable via without touching snow, without flying. Okay, so we are saved. Now why is this better? Because this only takes fusion cells, which we can mine. We don't need to go to artillery pods. Time to go underwater again. Okay, so very quick change. I genuinely, like, when I was recording this, I genuinely thought, like, this challenge was just not possible, and I was gonna have to end the video after all this effort. I was so happy that of all the things I tested, I didn't test the fact that we couldn't make the mini thrusters. Like, this was just by chance that we happened to be able to get through the space thruster. Otherwise, this video would not be here right now. So, yeah. Guess we're saved. Just mining all these fusion cells. Grab a seat, and I'm pretty sure I can just slap a space thruster under here. And just like that, we're flying! We are indeed. Okay, we have a flying vehicle now. We can actually proceed with the campaign, perhaps. But that's going to be next episode. Okay, I hope you guys weren't too confused as to what I was doing this whole episode, just going on random side quests and stuff. I hope the voiceover me explained all that stuff well enough. I tried. But we are now prepared to basically do the whole campaign. But that means that next video, for next video, you guys can give me ideas. Give me ideas and stuff I should try and challenges to make, to add to the whole no-touch snow thing. Like, examples of the kind of challenges I'm looking for, like, maybe, I could say, like, limited time in the air, that could be an option. I could do something about, like, banning certain weapons, or, like, I can only fire each weapon once and then have to switch to a different weapon. Like, I don't know, anything. Come up with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a slightly tedious video, but we are prepared for this campaign. Like, yeah. And and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.